Guess who is official now? You can officially travel. Let's see the front of that passport, just the front. Wow, look at that.
It's like me.
It looks just like you. Are you excited? You're a free girl now? Yeah, you can go to like 5 countries? No, I'm kidding. Maybe a little bit more. It's actually a pretty good, decent passport, actually. Yeah, now we gotta go to immigration. What the heck, man? I got helmet head. Well, I'm back at the Beaver after doing the immigration and the passport for her, and wow, that was actually pretty simple for her to get a passport. And the immigration was, I gotta tell you, there's changes, quite a bit of changes, as I thought it would be just pretty much normal. But the form got really easy, but then after that, you have to describe with your own writing, why do you want an extension on your visa renewal for tourism? And you have to explain yourself. What? So anyway, but all went fine. I'm just like, it's different than normal. And then the person will talk to you for a little bit and just write his little notes on there, and then it goes in. So it went fine, but it's a different process now for sure. So I got Mike here at the bar. Mike, where are you from?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. So my mother lived there for a long time, and then South Carolina after that. So I know it's a beautiful place. I've been there many times. And what part of North Carolina?
It's a little town called Sanford. It's about 45 minutes south of Raleigh.
Oh, okay. I know where that is. I know where Raleigh is anyway, so I can guess the rest. Fantastic. And so you've been in the Philippines how long?
About a week and a half at this point in time.
A week and a half. Okay.
I fly out like next Friday back to the U.S.
Wow. Look at that. Short trip.
Short trip, but I was hoping to have more packed full of stuff.
Yeah, the rain's slowing it down a bit.
Yeah, the typhoons are kind of hampering that a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Well, so you're here in Rojas City for 2 days.
So far, I may make that 3 days. We'll see.
Okay, good. And Mike brought some stuff back from the U.S. because I get asked a lot of times, hey, what should we bring? What should we bring? And I'm always the same thing, and this is going to be the first person to ever bring it, and that is Advil. Advil cold and sinus, or Advil, I don't care. You can't get that stuff here. If you get a headache, you get any cold, sniffles, stuffed up, whatever, there's nothing here that seems to work for me. So
now, you did say the generic stuff was okay.
I'm fine with that, yeah, I don't care.
So Advil is basically ibuprofen.
That's just a brand. Yeah, ibuprofen, that's right. It's just a brand. I don't mind. I don't mind at all.
So you did request not just Advil, but some other stuff too.
Fantastic.
So we're going to start off with, you asked for some Advil. Sorry, it's a little
that's okay.
harmed. It's a little beaten, but we've got a bunch of Advil there.
We got Amazon Advil. There we go.
Right.
And there it is. How many is there?
There should be 200 coated tablets in there.
200 at 200 milligrams.
Right.
So there you go.
But
Whoa.
unfortunately, I didn't think that was enough.
No.
So
God, no.
we brought you 1,000 tablets to go along with the 200.
Oh, wow. People are going to visit Rojas because they have a headache. And they'll be like, listen, I know where to go. Let's go to Rojas.
Okay.
Incredible. 1,200 of them now.
So that's one thing that you asked for. You also asked for some cold and flu medication, so we got you some liquid caps.
Yes.
So
nighttime too. You put
that
you to
was
sleep.
the biggest pack I could find, and
That's
I didn't
amazing.
want to bring too many of them.
That's
so
okay. 48 of them.
You should have. Is it just nighttime that's on there?
I said, yeah.
Oh, yep,
nighttime.
just the nighttime.
Yep.
Okay.
I like it. Love
so
it.
you got that, and you also asked for some like NyQuil kind of stuff. So we got like 500 tablets of sleep aid.
Right on. This is awesome.
Is the generic version of NyQuil.
Yeah. Sleeping can be a problem here for me because sometimes it's 3, 4 in the morning when we go to bed, and then all the noise of everybody waking up at 6 o'clock and the light and everything else, even though we try to make it as dark as we can. So very helpful.
And then, not just to bring stuff for you, but to include the rest of your family in this too.
I like it.
I know that the girls like chocolate, so we'll bring you a little array of chocolate. We've got milk with almond, like dark chocolate, and dark chocolate with almond. So hopefully that will be appreciated by the girls. You too, of course. You're free to indulge.
I know, but it's so dangerous, and they're huge too. They're really. Excuse me, you don't see this, but.
Oh my God, this is for me.
What do you mean for you?
Wait, this is for me.
Well, for you and your daughter, considering I brought him all all the medication.
Meanwhile, she'll take all that.
So you can have all the chocolate.
I know you can.
How about
eat
that?
it.
No?
You're not allowed to eat it.
No?
It's not allowed.
However
what do
you
you
want
say
to
to Mike?
portion it up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike. That's awesome of you. Wow.
I
Wow.
mean, it's been nice meeting
This
you
is
too.
incredible.
Nice to meet you.
Do
too.
And it's fun finally, you know, being at the Beaver that I've seen for so many videos. So
So nice of you. Thank you
Thanks
very
a
much.
lot.
No
So there we go. That, and by the way, yes, I know yesterday's video was removed. We got mass reported for cyberbullying and harassment. I don't know how me saying that I got robbed is cyberbullying, but apparently people are not liking that for some reason, and I failed on the appeal. Don't know how. So yeah, to those that are wondering, I have no new news because we were in Iloilo all day today. We just got here tonight, but hopefully soon I'll know something. But immigration is done at least, and we have the passport done for Kat now, so we're good to go. Thank you. Absolutely paradise, man. Wow. And that monkey's still just chilling there, hoping somebody's gonna come with something. Wow, the water is so cold. It's almost like mountain fed, it feels like. So they have a cliff diving area here. Right there, it says cliff diving area. So you can jump off, but I don't know, the boat might be in the wrong spot. Unless you dive maybe right here. But I don't know, that seems a little shallow for that. Somewhere, maybe over there. So the famous island is straight across. That's the one that you see in all of the advertisements, straight across. So it seems that you only get so far in and then you gotta walk through the water. So make sure you're definitely wearing something that you can get wet, because that's as far as I can go right now. The water is not very deep going up to the shore. I'm not sure, but I think because they have a limited amount of seating, they can only seat so many people at a time. And we gotta kind of chill on the boat here. Okay, so it's about a 20-minute wait, maybe a little bit more. Wow, that's crooked. I didn't expect to sit there for 20 minutes. But I think it is, they only have limited seating, so they're trying to limit. But I wanted to like check out the little town and stuff, you know? I don't need to eat. I like how they got some service. I think they complained. And so they brought them a boat. Yeah, I kind of feel like that's what happened. Hey, a little bit of money, you can have anything you want, right? Where are you from, by the way?
Upstate New York.
Upstate New York? What part of upstate?
Syracuse.
Syracuse,
So,
okay.
a little bit
Syracuse
south.
is pretty decent. Yeah, I was gonna say, that's not that upstate, Syracuse. But, so you like it here or you like it in Syracuse right now?
I love it here.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah.
No kidding. Syracuse is like where I'm from, basically.
I think it's
Ton of snow.
34 to 45 today.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Basically just above zero.
Yeah.
And 6 feet of snow, probably.
No, not right now.
Oh, no?
A couple weeks ago, they had up in Buffalo. They had about a foot
Oh,
or two.
the thing about Buffalo is you could be driving, there'd be no snow, and in 3 hours,
10 minutes.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But I meant in 3 hours, the military is getting you off the highway.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
that crazy sometimes.
From that lake effect.
Yeah, that lake effect from Lake Erie. But yeah, so once I came here, I never wanted to leave.
No.
It's been 2 years for me.
You been here 2 years?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Almost 2 years, almost 2 years. But I went to Cambodia first, so that was some time. Then I lived in Albania, then I moved here
Do you work here?
2 years ago. YouTube, brother.
Really?
Yeah, it's my life. Yeah, so look at this. Fellow Canadians from North York, well, Filipino Canadian, but here on vacation. I think you've done this before, though. Have you been here before?
This is my third time.
Third time. When was the last time?
I think 5 years ago.
5 years.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
And
So
I keep coming back.
yeah, I wonder why. I wonder
It's
why.
so beautiful.
Yeah, and
You
look-
can tell, right?
And look at all this food.
Yeah.
All kinds of seafoods
And
here.
this is our favorite.
Yes, buko.
Boko.
Buko, buko. All right, brother. Over here. Wow, wow, look at this layout. All right. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining, and thank you. So many people have joined in here. That little video you saw there, the beginning was just some clips I had that I haven't shown yet, and I had to get a lot of stuff set up this morning, so that made things a little easier to keep going. We have a nice, lovely couple visiting from Texas, having breakfast right behind me, so we had a little chat as well. Thank you very much, Kenny, for becoming a member of the channel. Thank you very much. That's the join button that's beside subscribe. If you are on an Apple product, any kind of thing like that, you won't see a join button. But if you want to become a member, all you have to do is open like a Chrome browser, go to youtube.com, log in there. You'll see it now. You can click it. Once you join, you can go back to using the normal app. Unfortunately, because YouTube takes their cut, of course, but then Apple wants 30% too if you use the app. So that's why you have to do this little weird step. But thank you very much. That's really awesome of you. I will get to comments and stuff like that, but I just wanted to quickly, oh, by the way, in that video you just finished watching, that is the Gigantes video I have done. That's just a little clip of it. The video is absolutely amazing, and it's a place you have to track out. Oh my gosh. So if you haven't seen the video, go by and check it afterwards. Oh, we got so much stuff to talk about, that's for sure. Yeah, so the ones that did see my video, like 20,000 people had watched it within only a few hours. And it wasn't technically YouTube that took it down, it was reported. And the thing is if you report something, generally it's not going to do anything, right? But if you have 10 of your friends, 20 of your friends, whatever, I don't know what the number is, but you mass report something for the same thing, YouTube just takes it down. They just say, oh, must be something there. And then I appealed it, of course, appealed it. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Harassment and bullying, what the heck is all this about? And because not like I talked about, I didn't mention anybody, I didn't dead name anybody, I don't even know who to blame or anything, right? And so it turned out that within seconds of me appealing it, they came back and said, after careful review, careful, apparently seconds, we have determined that it does violate our community standards, and we are upholding the judgment. And unbelievable, right? And there's no other way for me to appeal it. And that's it. That's it. Normally, if you have a big Twitter account or something, you can at them. But I think they use a bot there now, too. So now that doesn't even work. It used to work where you could say, this is ridiculous. And then they would say, we're going to take a closer look. And they usually reverse it. But now they use bots to reply on Twitter. So no more. It is what it is. I'm stuck with it. I've been dealing with this kind of stuff for years. When I was getting popular on the other channel, there were a lot of people hating on me there. Hopefully the audio is good. I went back to my normal webcam, so it's not crystal 4K clear anymore, but it means that the audio and video should line up now. There should be no problems. With the other one, I think it's because it's 4K. I think that's where the whole problem came from. So I ran out of USB ports, but I was going to have another camera so you can have a little box to see what my view from here of this gorgeous beach, but I ran out of USB ports. Because I have so many things plugged in, I should have brought a USB hub. Anyway, it is what it is. So the thing, I don't want anybody to think it's dangerous here. It isn't. It isn't. Crime is extremely rare. But what I meant to say, and I didn't actually say in that video, I kind of lost track of myself or something, is that just the day before, a Filipino was telling me that Michael, because there was some, you get sometimes the beggar kids or whatever, and especially along the beach, they go up and down and try to ask for money. I tell people, please don't give them money. They should be in school. And as long as it's profitable, the parents will keep them out there. If you give them money, you're continuing a cycle for those children who then will do it to their children, to say, well, it makes money, so why put my kid in school? But if nobody gives them money, well, then you know what they're going to do? They're going to put them in school so they get a good job so they can send money home, and that's the way. And then they can break the cycle of this craziness. And so that's why I'm like, please, please don't give money to the beggar children. Please don't. Anyway, they were coming through, and he says to me, he goes, Michael, you got to watch out for the kids, because if something is just sitting out, He's like, we don't have crime here, but there's crimes of opportunity. Somebody may just see, if they see it, they'll just, and it looks like an easy target, they'll just grab it and run, right? There's no violent crime. There's nobody breaking into your house and robbing you, or, what do they call them? Home invasion. None of that stuff happens here. Especially like Philippines, you don't understand. Like really, 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 the people are just too kind and friendly and stuff like that. But somebody who has an opportunity that is in great need or something, or like I said, if you've been raised to, hey, you just take from others, and you're still young and you don't have that formed brain yet, whatever, anything can happen. So that's what I was talking about. I don't want anybody think that anything is in a bad light or anything like that. Has nothing to do with anything. Crimes of opportunity happen all over the world. It's just, it's not something, like, it's not a Philippines thing. I just don't want to, just want to be very, very clear. So anyway, so yeah, if I leave something out and I happen to leave my sliding glass door open and run off in the bike and go get something and come back or whatever, and somebody sees it, and we did have a lot of people, when I said cleaning, not cleaning inside my house, but, my backyard and everything, we had a lot of people in there just hauling garbage out of there from the construction and everything. Anything can happen. I don't know if it was them. Like I said, it could have been just somebody climbing over the fence and just wandering around, and maybe they were doing a shortcut originally, I don't know, and they saw something and think it has money in it. Of course, there's nothing in there, and like I said, I checked with all my cards and everything else. There was nothing. So I just want to make sure that nobody gets the wrong impression or anything, and it's certainly not a reason for YouTube to do anything. Like, that's not like somebody broke into my house, that kind of thing, right? So now I take my own personal responsibility and everything, and like, okay, I got to get used to making sure that I don't care if I'm leaving for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You got to lock the doors. You got to lock it up. It's just safer that way. Be smart about it. I'm going to put a lot more lights in. I don't have the CCTV on the outside of my house. I planned to do it, but I put 9 cameras into here in 2 different DVRs and everything. I was so focused on the bar and not much on the house on that kind of thing. Didn't really leave any valuable downstairs anyway, other than this one time, because I had to bring it downstairs to call my bank. Otherwise, yeah. So, thank you very much for the super chat here, $10. Thank you very much, BK. Thank you for the great info and videos. Thank you very much. You've always been wonderful to me. Thank you. And we'll see you soon, by the way, Bill. I think, hopefully. We haven't talked in like a few days. And again, thank you for becoming a member to the other. So I just wanted to do a big shout out to you also. And I think, oh, there's another one here. Tim the T-Man. Wow. Thank you very much, Tim. Oh, and you became a traveler. So that's our $10 or $15 level. Wow. The other one's like $3. So that's really amazing. Thank you very much, Tim. That's welcome to being a member of the channel. Appreciate the support. That's for sure. All right. So what else did I have to talk about? Because I know I had a lot. It's been a while. We haven't done a live in, well, it's been a minute. That's for sure. And, where should I start? Maybe I'll go into this first. Oh yeah, the travel. So we're going to do it Sunday, going to that hidden island. That's what he just called it, and it's true. That's what it is. Because of the overcast or just the cloud cover, whatever, you don't see it. And then when you get a crystal clear day, this island appears with this gigantic mountain on it. And so I've always said, I want to go there. And we have the one customer, a Greek guy. He's been actually on my vlogs before. And he's like, I went there, Michael, and we had a blast. The view from our room of this mountain with the waterfalls and everything, he's like, you don't understand. It is so beautiful there. You have to go. And he showed me some videos and everything. I was like, okay, yeah, I have to definitely go there. And it's just like, it's close, but because it's a row, you can bring your vehicle and everything. It takes a lot longer, right? So it's a 5-hour boat ride. And then after, it's part of Romblon province. And then after that, it goes to Romblon, and then it goes to Batangas. So I'm going to be going there on Sunday now, instead of being there, obviously, today and tomorrow. That was the original plan. But we got our visas now, and she got her passport and everything. Oh, that's what it is. So before I go on to the other thing, immigration. Big changes in immigration. I was like, oh, it's not going to change that much and everything. I don't know. I just always assume, like, big changes don't generally happen here that quickly in the Philippines, but it did change. So the form used to be this ridiculous thing you had to fill in the same things 5 different times in 5 different ways and all that kind of stuff, right? And it changed. It's now a single piece of paper, and it only asks for everything once, which is very interesting, other than the slip. But you have to fill in your own slip, but that's just for you to come back and collect, right? That's all it is. It's just you hold on to that slip after you pay the bill, and then when it's ready, they exchange it. And so in the form, you still check everything off. There's no more 6 month. They've whited it out, so it says 1 month, 2 month, 6 month has been removed. You have to now the part there, it says, please explain in your own words, A, why you've overstayed your visa, if applicable. So you have to explain why you stayed longer and you're over the due date, or why you want to stay in the Philippines as a tourist. So it's unusual, especially, I guess, if you've only been here like 30 days, they'd be like, well, your country's bigger than 30 days can handle or something, I guess. And so you had to write in there, like, I am planning to leave, but I don't have my exact dates yet because I haven't purchased my tickets yet because we're planning with Frank and Fel. And so I didn't know if I need 1 month or 2 months. I kind of just did that little description. Filled the rest in, and when you go back, usually it's just the security guard, and they take your stuff and they make sure you filled in everything properly, but they don't look at the specifics of what you're filling in. But in this case, they now have with security an immigration person, and that immigration person was reading what I wrote, and he read it out loud, and he's like, tell me about that. And so I had to talk to him about it, and he was making notes by it. And so unlike I've been interviewed before, after about a year and a bit into the Philippines, you had to go back in with the person with the rank and everything else, the head of that immigration department. I've had to go in and explain, because she's like, I would like to get you in a more permanent visa instead of just tourist visas. And then I was explaining my ex-wife was getting her citizenship and everything, and she went, oh, okay, no problem. And, she made her notes, and that was it. So I did get my interview after a little over a year. And now this is a little different. This isn't the same rank and all that kind of, they just have somebody sit out there now and just question you about what you wrote so that they understand why. And so that's what they did. They filled it in, and they said, okay, no problem. And he's like, so you don't know the dates? And I said, no, I don't know the dates yet, but I will know like in the next week to 10 days what day I'm leaving. And I selected 2 months because it would expire on the 20th of next month. And what if we're leaving on the 21st? So I just might as well do 2 months. He's like, okay. And then he handed me the slip and said, this is what you need to leave the country. And I wish I had it with me, but I gave it to Catherine to put in her purse. And it's the exit visa, all the things you need to leave. So your photos and now they've changed it. You only need your most recent visa. So I no longer need every visa I've ever been given in the Philippines since the beginning. He's like, no, we got rid of that. I'm like, oh, thank goodness. Okay, good. So I don't have to worry about replacing those. Great news. So for all those that I stressed out that went searching for every single one, I'm sorry, it was changed. And I'm sorry you got stressed out. It's been months, apparently. It's not even a recent change. It's several months ago they got rid of that. So you only need your most recent visa when you exit, and you got to fill in a bunch of things, and they do a background check and all that. It takes about 5 days. So I'll have to go back there when I have my tickets, fill in all this stuff, give it to them, and then you come back in 5 days and you get your exit visa. Of course, you pay a fee and all that stuff. I don't remember the exact amount, but it's substantial. It's more than a visa renewal, so just to leave the country. Now, if you haven't been in the country for 6 months, like you leave 5 months and 29 days or whatever, you don't need to do any of that. You can just leave. But if you've been here 6 months or more, that's the rule. You have to get your whole background checked to make sure you didn't break any laws while you were in the country. All right, so I saw there is more super chats, so I'm going to quickly check these out. Tim, again, it's my bedtime. And we'll have to watch the video tomorrow. Take care. You, Kat, and Laura, keep the videos coming. Thank you very much for the super chat, Tim. Thank you so much. And Laura is sitting at the bar right now. She was hanging out over here, along with another kitty, by the way. We found somebody for the other kitten. And then another one showed up here at work, and it's become the work kitten for now. But one of the staff wanted to take it home. Anyway, it's very cute. Laura absolutely loves it. Trader Duke. Hey, Trader, what's up, brother? Hey, Michael, I'll be in the Philippines mid-October. My dad and I want to stop over the restaurant. Hopefully you'll be around so we can meet up. I'll be coming from the States. Is there anything you want? Email me because I have to think about it for a second because now I've got all my Advil and Advil cold and sinus type stuff. No name, but really awesome that he brought it in. And so, yeah, I have to think on it. And at the moment, my brain's trying to think of all the things I'm going to need to say today. But if you email me or Facebook, whatever, let's talk. Let's be 100% sure on that. And thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate it very much, Trader. So, what was the last thing that was a big deal that I cut myself up? Oh, yeah, the last thing is this. So, thinking of starting a business here in the Philippines, a retail type business like this. You know, I don't want anybody to think the beaver's a bad thing or anything. No, it's not. But it came at a cost for me, right? Because I love traveling and doing YouTube. That didn't feel like work. It was a lot of work, and there'd be times I'm exhausted and all that. Sure, that happens. But it's not like I was forced. I was willingly doing the burning myself out sometimes and stuff like that. But I love it. I love it. I didn't even realize how much I loved it actually until I started doing this. And I don't know what it is with TikTok and all these other algorithms, but after I started the business, of course, then I'm getting all these billionaires and millionaires saying, top 3 businesses I would never start in to make an investment and all that stuff, And they keep saying stuff. I wouldn't start a restaurant because it takes a lot of cash. You're constantly flowing in. Most of them fail. And what was the third one? And it takes all of your time. And I'm like, what's with this algorithm, man? Like I already heard it from the comments like crazy at the beginning when I started this, and it's true. Like it now, I should put in context. Like all businesses, location, 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 location. Right? Nothing matters more than those 3 things: location, location, location. If you open up in a place that's just absolutely booming, you will have the clientele. It will happen. So, as you know, I'm here on a beautiful beach, but during rainy season. So in the beginning, it was still good. June was still good. We didn't really get any rain when we opened up. A little bug flying around me. But, for the most part, we did pretty good here. We had a lot of people here. I was still spending a fortune because I realized, we should have cushions for that. Or, we should have this for the uniforms. Everybody should have the red cowboy hats. We should do. So spending a lot of money that had nothing to do with normal, like you didn't have to have it. It wasn't cost of operating a business. But after that, then July, and then I started going, whoa, okay, I got to stem the bleeding here. I'm spending every penny I earn on one side, and I'm just dumping it into here, just hoping to break even. And it just got, it just keeps going and going. So next thing I know, I'm spending 100,000 to 200,000 pesos a month into the business. And at a time when a rainy season, it just got progressively slower and slower. And when I say not just for me, you go down the beach here, and there's only a couple businesses that are doing enough business to stay alive. And I've seen so many restaurants go out of business now, walking around, that literally opened around the same time as me. They're gone already. There's one that opened like even in downtown. It was a Korean. Well, they weren't downtown. They're kind of on the outside, but it was a Korean type restaurant or whatever. And they only opened a few months ago, maybe 2 months before me, and they're gone. That building, everything is gone from it. So yes, most restaurants fail. I've been lucky because I'm a YouTuber, and I thought about it. And I'm like, wow, 70% of my business is because people are literally coming to Rojas City just to come to the Beaver, and then they explore the city or whatever. But if it weren't for YouTube, 70% of this business would never have come here. That's a big, like, wow moment to me, right? And locals do come. Don't get me wrong; they love it here, but it's limited because the amount of, I can just see by my neighbors how much business are they getting, how much am I getting? I'm getting more than them. So yeah, it's just a bad timing. So location, location, location at a certain time is what's important. So you want to be at the beach? You got to be during high season. That's the time to open. You will stay busy, but it just got progressively slower and slower. Crazy thing though, this Wednesday, now it's a rib night and all that, but we were so full and it was raining, and we had what we could fit in here, we were full. We couldn't sit anybody out there because it rains. So I got a shocker, but then yesterday, we did very poorly. So yeah, on an average day, we're only doing about $100 to $200 on a high end. Would be $200 a day in revenue, which sucks obviously because adding everything in. So there you go. I just wanted to make sure I didn't put glass covered glasses. I don't know how you say it. Whatever, when you sugarcoat something. I don't want people think it's so easy. No, no, it's definitely not easy. Yes, labor is lower here, but you also, how much you can charge for things is extremely low compared to like in the West. And so you got to keep that in mind, that literally you can have tables all day, like a few tables throughout the day, and only do $100 in sales. So yeah, it's great. Your staff only costs you $70 that day, but you can't even cover the materials on when you're doing the $100. Just the overhead and the materials will be more than that. So something to keep in mind. There's only so much you can charge for things and stuff like that, and still be reasonable. I want people to be able to afford to eat here of all walks, at least at some point or another. Maybe, like when I was a kid, and I'm sure many of you remember, your parents, and they take you out for dinner. It wasn't every night, it was a treat. Like at least I grew up poor, and it might be once every 2 months that we got to go to McDonald's, and it was a big deal. Or A&W, I remember back in the day, they used to have the drive-up ones with the intercom, or they'd come around and serve you. And yeah, it was a treat to go out for dinner. Our whole culture's changed now, where going out for dinner or those kind of things is kind of a lot more common now, right? People are going 3 times a week and eating fast food quite often, but I'm sure many of you remember, it used to be a treat. It used to be a big deal to go out, and you really, really appreciated it. So that's kind of like where they are in the Philippines. Like the locals can go out sometimes, but they might have to save up for 2 months to go out. And so like I recognize that from my own childhood. So yeah, keep in mind, you open a business like this, you're going to be pouring a lot of money in for a long time. If you're in a situation where, like me, where I'm not where people are all year round, right? We're about 6 more weeks, maybe maximum, maybe less, where the weather will change greatly, and then people take vacations here, and so they're here for a whole week, that kind of thing, as a norm, and all the restaurants will fill up again. People will start new ones, thinking this is the way it always is, and then slow season. But I haven't had the benefit yet of the real busy season, so you can save the money for the slower season. I saw there was more super chats, so don't mind me. I'm going to pop these back up here. Oh, thank you very much, Buzz, for the super chat. Thank you very much. Nothing to say there. I appreciate it, though. If you did chat somewhere else, I'll make sure I grab it there. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much, Buzz. And yeah, there we go. So I just wanted to, I think those are the main points. And if I don't get them over early, a lot of people don't want to watch for 2 hours or an hour and a half or anything. They want to get the content that I talked about early on in the video. And now we can chat about whatever the heck you want, or expand on anything I have to say. So, yeah. I guess I think I was about to say on our other channel with my ex, we had people that did not like our growth there, and anytime she wore a bathing suit, we would get reported for nudity, and YouTube would automatically take it down, and then we'd win an appeal. I think most times. No, one time we did not win an appeal. And even if you win an appeal, big deal. They've already killed your video. So we had one video, I remember it was like Ozlob or whatever, and it had 100,000 views in such a short period of time. I want to say like 2 days. And, that's important for a channel to make any money. You put out a few that are 5 or 10 or 15,000 views, you don't make very much money on that. But then you hope to every once in a while hit one that does 100,000 or more. And so when you hit one like that and then they kill it because people reported it, and so even if they just demonetize it or set it to 18 plus, which means no ads, so same thing, demonetize, and then you win on appeal, it's too late. It kills the video immediately. It no longer shows up in people's searches and everything, and then even after you win the appeal, it's too late. It's gone. They've already done the damage to you. So it used to be very, very common for me early on when we were doing success. So if you're getting successful, there will be a lot of people who are just mad. They're just angry. And I had people that would say that they were going to report me to this department and that department, or I see you around, I don't trust you, and like you're gonna start YouTube, you got to get a thick skin real quick and be prepared because yeah, there's been all kinds of crazies and stuff like that. It's unfortunate, but it's part of the thing now. What happens to your bar business now? Keeps going strong. Just now I'm faced with the realities of what it is, and I understand it now. And we've done everything. We've cut back, so now I don't have 13 people on shift or anything like that. When I was trying to make something bigger out of something that could possibly happen, just based on the number of people. If I was in Angeles City, if I was in Dumageddon or somewhere where there's tons of expats or whatever, I'm telling you, Canadian Beaver would do 10, 100 times the business, or not maybe 100, 20 times, 10. No, 20, yeah, maybe 20, 30 times the business. I know it could. And the revenue and all that kind of stuff. And it could have sustained it. It would have been like a Hooters sort of thing without the connotation that comes with it. I just meant like a sports bar-y type thing that people really like. And unfortunately, it just hasn't been able to do that here because there's just not the people here for that. So if I was in one of those places, location, I would have done much better. Pam! Smile and keep them guessing. Thank you very much, Pam. Appreciate the super chat very much. So yes, CCTV cameras, Steel TV. Thank you very much again, Pam. Thank you. Yeah, I am going to be putting them now at the house. We'll have them at the front and the back exits. I'm going to put a lot more solar lighting in also, just because for some reason the street lights in front of our place. So I'm a different barangay, even though I'm only 400 meters, whatever, down the street here. This is Bye Barangay, then it's Kulasi. For some reason, all their street lights stopped working since the last time they did some line work, and they didn't come back on. And so I'm like, it's a lot darker now, man. It used to be so bright. Even our front door, you could see the light coming through. And now they're all off. I'm like, I need more of my own lights. I'm going to flood this place, even if they're motion. But either way, I just should do that, plus the CCTV in the front and the back. So we're going to get everything going here. David, Michael, what's up? Hope all is well. Getting late here. No, you're not too late because I had the early video, so that's perfect. Hello, Brian and Chifa. Thank you very much. Can't believe YouTube took down that video. I'm guessing some locals got offended by you saying somebody, who knows? I'm not even sure. It could have been also, like I said, it got 20,000 views in such a short period of time. It was heading for 100,000 views in the first day, guaranteed. And people don't like that. They don't like somebody else being successful at something like that, and so they shut that thing down as fast as they could, maybe. Anything's possible. Yeah. Free rib passes in the bag. You never know, Pittsburgh Filipino. Yeah, sounds like a hater. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure that's exactly what it is. But unfortunately, YouTube will never tell you, because like I said, I used to have that person who report nudity. And I said to them, I said, okay, listen, I've won all these appeals. Can you not just, if you don't want to, they wouldn't tell me who it is. And I'm like, obviously they don't like my content. They're reporting it. Can you just like ban them so they don't see my content anymore? Do them a favor, because they clearly report every one of mine. And they're like, no, we can't do that. And I'm like, so you're just going to allow this person who you know is doing fake reporting to continue to do that to my channel? And she's like, I know, I'm so sorry, but we're just not able to do that. And I'm like, yeah. I get a lot of frustrations with YouTube. It's a constant thing. I had one recently. So I've been hit. There's a new channel, right? So all year I've been hit with these 30% U.S. Withholding tax, which as a Canadian, I already have stuck with the Canadian tax. So it makes no sense. And I filled in the forms and everything, and they're like, well, you missed something on the form. You were supposed to do this. And I'm like, it's not there. And they're like, what's a separate form? And I'm like, you didn't tell me that. You guys gave me this form to fill in. So it's like, it's still a WA or W8BEN, but then there's supplementals. You say, oh, no, I don't have to, I'm under the Canadian treaty with the United States, all this stuff. So they help me, sort of, and I fill in the proper thing. And then they tell me, okay, so you'll get a refund for the 30% they've been collecting from you for the whole year. And I was like so excited. And so they said it'll be in your next pay period. Well, that period comes, they don't pay me. So I contact support, and they're like, no, no, we don't do that. We already sent to the IRS. Contact an accountant. And I'm like, accountant? Like, I don't have a U.S. tax number. I don't have anything. Like, how are they supposed to give me this back or whatever? What are you talking about? And you guys told me. No, no. They put me on hold for 5 minutes, came back, said, nope, contact an accountant. We can't give tax advice. I'm like, and they give me a link to all this information. The literal link says that they can give me a refund for that year. So I deal with them with frustrations like crazy. I probably lost it all. They're just going to be a pain in my butt to me. These are the things if you're going to be a YouTube vlogger. Oh, we did that already. Thank you very much. Gio changed his name to Fred. I have no problem with Gio. I don't think I do. Do I? I don't have any. I don't know who hates me. I don't know anything. Maybe they do. John, thank you very much. John Baldasara? Baldasara? John Baldasara. Thank you very much, John, for the super chat. That's really awesome of you. Once again, no message, but I appreciate it very much. So, yeah, again, I don't know of any YouTubers that are against me or hate me, or I don't know. I stay out of the drama. I got enough going on in my life, right? I don't have time for anybody else's drama. But excited to get back to traveling. That's the thing. That's all our focus has been here is get everybody to a point where the place can operate without us. I do have somebody that can handle the money at night and all that kind of stuff that I trust completely and everything. So we're kind of there. So that's why I was like, I want to get out of here. But then these other issues came up. But very soon, everything's going to be fine. I don't think so, because I even said in the video, it has nothing to do with them. Crimes of opportunity is something that it's just because people pass something that looks so easy. I'm not saying that crime is high here, not at all. Crime is extremely low. And I did speak to one expat who wrote me, and he's like, he's talking about the same thing, and I forget because I've been gone from Canada for so long that you can literally call the police on your neighbor because their fence is 6 feet and 1 inch, and they're only allowed 6 feet. And the police will come and take action and know this or that. Or if somebody stole something from your backyard, or say your dining room, same situation. Something's gone from your dining room table, you know it was there. Police will literally come out and they'll fingerprint the glass door. You know, like they'll do an actual somewhat investigation, at least in Canada anyway. And I was like, oh yeah, that's actually a thing. But here, that wouldn't be a thing. It's like petty crime. Like so if nobody was hurt, there's nothing going on or whatever. If somebody stole a bottle from my thing here, they'd come, they'll do a blotter, it's called. And so first you go to barangay here and do a blotter. And then the police, then you bring that barangay blotter to the police and they will do a blotter as well so that there's a report of it. But there's not going to be an investigation. You know, I've had issues here with a foreigner and the cameras, and I know who he is and everything, and they wouldn't even take a report. And then, of course, they took a report from him against me, which was crazy, like because he made some crazy stuff up. But yeah, it's not the same here, because there's not this massive police force of investigators and all that kind of stuff. And I've been to the police stations; they don't have the same equipment and everything that you might have in the West, and the whole investigation powers and stuff like that. Here, everything's done locally first. So most things will be resolved and settled at a barangay level. So the barangay captain and I don't remember what they call the other ones there offhand, but they will talk to the offending party. So it's two people fighting in a bar or whatever. The police will bring them to the barangay and have the barangay figure it out. And if the barangay thinks it's serious enough, they can then tell the police, go ahead and charge them. But the chances of a charge is actually quite low because the barangay will deal with it, which is why some people get thrown out of the country, because a barangay captain has the ability to say you're an undesirable. So if you go there and start slewing and screaming and you treat them disrespectfully and everything, you run the risk that they're going to make you an undesirable, and then you won't get a renewal of a visa and you'll be out of this country. But it's more like a tribunal sort of situation where we're, instead of putting 1 million people in jail and everything. So I do appreciate that part of it. But it is a different level here and a different thing. Don't get me wrong, something violent crime happens to you or anything like that, you can expect something much more serious. But crime of opportunity, somebody snatched something when you weren't looking, it's probably not going to lead to a big investigation. They just wouldn't have the resources, I don't think, for that. But I forget that in Canada, we just have a big system where, you have an argument with your neighbor and it becomes this whole thing. And is that a good thing or is that a bad thing, right? Like it just becomes a whole thing. And now there's police reports and all that for something so silly. They every time they run their lawnmower, they go a little bit onto my lawn. That can actually be a thing and police come out for. They're not going to come out here for that. Hey, Michael Onstad, expat health insurance guys. Fantastic guy from Canada. Thank you very much for the super chat, Michael. And I continue to pass your stuff on because, well, I've always thought you were a straight shooter, and I appreciate it very much. And I don't mind recommending people that have done well for others. So thank you, Michael. Appreciate it very much. Where are we here? Yeah, I don't think politicians, they know me. They would just call me. So they would just be like, that's not a good look or something. But I didn't, I don't want anybody to take it that way. It's not that way. Well, there was nothing else in my house. So that's the thing. Like, we keep everything locked upstairs. So downstairs, yeah, there's a big TV on the wall, but carrying that out it's too suspicious. You're going to walk down the beach with this big TV. People are going to go, that came from somebody's house on the beach. It's something smaller that they can just grab and it doesn't look conspicuous. But there's nothing else down there. Like, what are you going to steal my thing that I might plug my microphone into? What is that worth? They wouldn't even know where to hawk it. They wouldn't know there's not like we have hawk shops here or anything like that. Maybe if you have jewelry. But we don't have anything else down there that you could possibly steal. There's nothing really of any other value. And again, I left it down there, and I know people are like, stop shifting the blame, but I have to take my own responsibility. Like, be more careful, nothing ever happens in the Philippines. It's so safe. So that's all. I let myself fall down too far. I don't want to say that. That's not true, because I know so many people that don't take anything here. Like 99.999% is not taking anything. So I just don't want anybody to think I think that. Not at all. Howdy, Brian. Hello, hello. And Mayong Aga from Germany. Hello, Jonas. I just want to get the other ones. Magandang Amaga. Bill, when are you going to come here? Are you going to? Maybe you told me already. I don't know. I know I'm really behind on these comments here. I just wanted to say hello to a lot of you. Linda, hello. And Smurf Crusher, you skipped right over me. Now you're running out in Baguio, I hear. Went right past me from Iloilo all the way up to Baguio. What a shame. What a shame. Take those with food. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's not like I take them very often. I'm going to be very rare on them too. And I also know that the liver, you shouldn't take a lot of pills as an average thing. Like people that take Tylenol quite often, you got to keep in mind you're doing a lot of damage to your liver. So always try to leave it a little bit out of there. Bill, yeah, sleep aid. Yeah, it's not like we're going to take them often. It's just there's sometimes where we're not back. We go several nights where we have something that we have to get up for, and it's like 4 a.m. And so then we try to get to sleep, and like on those days we can't take anything, obviously, because we have to be up. And then we'll go 2 or 3 days like that, and then we're like, I just want one night where just sleep right through. Just one good 6-7 hour sleep, and because you get burned out and you're stressing about 5 other things, and that goes back to my thing, like, if I didn't start this bar, I'd still be doing the traveling, and I didn't realize how good I have it. Just travel, edit my videos, put it up. It's a lot less stress-free doing that. And, yeah, I kind of missed that. I added all the stress of owning a business, and I can't do anything. Yeah, it's actually more stress that I can't do anything, right? Because I can't physically do any work here. I have to, go to Catherine often and just say, hey, can you get somebody to go do that, go do that, because I see little things, but also that's the kind of person I am. So I'll sit here and I'll be just chatting with a customer, and I'm trying to pay attention to them, But then I see in the corner something that's happening that shouldn't be happening, or nobody's helping those people over there, or I don't like how the tables haven't been cleared, and or that person needs more drink and they're just kind of looking around, nobody's helping them. I'm always like, and I kind of go crazy, and I can't physically do anything other than talk to people. I can just be like, hey, how you doing, and ask them how their meal is and stuff like that. But I can't do it. I can't go cook it. I can't go and serve it, that kind of thing. And so there's actually more stress that I can't do anything. What's going on with China? Robert Scott. Believe it or not, Robert, people in the Philippines here, I don't think about it. People that just watch the news all day here in the Philippines, I'm sure they think a lot about it and all that stuff. But this kind of thing has been going on for decades, where they, fishing in their waters and that kind of thing, and a couple boats bumping into each other and stuff like that. It's not exactly a new thing or anything, and it's territorial water stuff where both of them claim ownership of the same water. That sort of it's a bigger deal in U.S. media than it is for us here. I'm sure the government here would say that they do it as serious, but I have spoken to a PNP general. Oh, sorry, no, Army, and I'm like, yeah, I get he's not Navy or anything, but I said, how worried does the command or whatever? How worried are they, and how are they telling you and briefing you and stuff like that about this China thing? Do they think there's going to be potential war and all that? And he's like, not even a little bit. It's not even on the radar. It's nothing. It's politics. It's this little thing back and forth. Again, he's not Navy or anything. I get it. But you would think that if they were prepping or so really sure that there was going to be some kind of war, that, even Army generals would be, like, we're talking their heads of huge amounts of people. I'm just trying to give anything away. Anyway, if they're not worried, and they're not being told to be worried, and they're not prepping for it, preparing, clearly it's not. It's politics. It's that kind of crap. A lot of crap. So yeah, there's going to be always that bumping back and forth, and like they had for decades about this fishing territorial water stuff or whatever. But it's not like we're Taiwan. They're not claiming to own the Philippines, that the Philippines is going to be a part of us or anything like that. We're not in that whole realm of it, right? It's just, hey, this is my fishing waters. No, this is my fishing waters. Oh yeah, I'm going to use a water cannon on you and that kind of thing. But no. But if you want to give an excuse why you need to spend tens of billions of dollars on military aid and stuff like that to here, you're going to put it all over the U.S. news, aren't you? So that the people go, yeah, it makes sense. That's why we spend tens of millions over there, or billions, whatever. That probably makes a little more sense. Oh, here we go. Boom. 2 times every night. Well, I didn't know that. Oh, wait. Boom, boom? 2 times every night? Is that what it is? That'll help you sleep? By the way, the ones that are colored in here, these guys are all members, so thank you very much. Matt Mitchell, thank you for being a member. Good evening to you. How you doing? Okay, you guys are replying to each other. Hey, and Pam again for a member. I know I saw your super chat already. Thank you very much. Winter, hello. Thank you, Winter. And again, another member. Michael, I'm glad you appealed the removal. Yeah, I appealed. I lost, but I appealed. It was just within seconds they said, nope, we're upholding it. So it sucks because even the 20,000 views are going to be like, nope, you don't get the money from the 20,000 views and everything because it was against community guidelines. I'm like, this is so unfair. But welcome to the world of unfair. Okay, you guys are chatting back and forth. That's cool. Here we go. Reverend Fred March. Hello. Thank you again for being a member. You're awesome. Oh, good, bro. There we go. Nice day there. Yeah, it's a beautiful day here. Oh my gosh, sun is shining, beach is out. You guys are enjoying everything? I see they switched from coffee to cucumber lemonade now. Fantastic. Let's see. Yeah, there was definitely nothing wrong on it. Like, nothing that should be taken down. Yeah, a lot of people are saying the Rumble here. Actually, the gentleman behind us has said the same thing. He's like, I own shares in Rumble, so, go ahead and put it on there. And I'm like, yeah. It's, I don't know if a lot of people go on there to watch travel videos. You go on there to watch the stuff that you're not allowed to watch anywhere else because they're censored everywhere. So, is it? I don't know. And I did write them once along when I was having all the other problems on the other channel to see if they would take me. And I had over 100,000 subscribers. They never responded. Not just take me, but to say like, how hard is it? I was just asking some basic questions. Never heard back. And it is a bit of extra work for me, so I'd have to, you know, my videos are quite big and uploading them there and everything. But I'm just making excuses. I just wonder if there's any other travel guys on there that are making any real money. Then maybe it's worth going there. Sorry to hear, Mike, regarding your stolen papers. Happened to me also in France when I was living in Europe. Yeah, and honestly, like pickpocketing, those kind of things, there's a lot of parts in Europe that are way, so many times worse, right? Philippines is quite safe. You know, back in the day, I think there was a lot more pickpockets, but these days it's been really, really good. Let's see what we got here. Oh, thank you again. I think we did that one, but thank you. Sorry to hear what happened. Mate, light fingers, mate. Yeah, exactly. Hey, things happen, right? Do heavy fingers leave money? You guys are funny. Thank you, Neville, by the way, for being a member. Appreciate it very much. I got this thing jumping up and down. In 2 years, I've witnessed almost 4 killings in Capiz. Where do you live, Jonas? Oh, my God. 2 people I know. 1 killer I actually knew. He was a driver bodyguard. Weeks after I went home, Facebook video showed. So, those that I know, those are people that know each other, the politician type things or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like I knew one that they got into a fight or whatever you call it at a bar, and then one shot the other person. And my friend was a friend of both of theirs, and then they were like, you know, what it's like to be caught in the middle of this, and so one shot the other one or whatever, and that's not like. It's crime, don't get me wrong, but it's not the same kind of crime that you need to fear. It's just 2 idiots that fighting with, well, a gun. But it's a lot more rare. Like, so 4 in, how long? Sorry, I missed there. In 2 years, okay. Yeah, so in a province. So if you were to pick any place, let's just go back home west. Pick a state, right? We're a province, so a state. A province or a state. How many killings in a month? Some places have 27, 30 in a day, right? Or a weekend, something like that. So I always put it in comparison to say that nothing ever happens anywhere. Well, that's, you know, unless you're like Dubai or something where they literally, somebody steals something, they cut their hand off, you know, that kind of thing. For the most part, it's a heck of a lot safer here. Doesn't mean nothing ever happens, don't get me wrong. Especially when 2 people hate each other or whatever and they do something stupid. But there's no drive-by shootings here that, you know, innocent bystanders got caught in the middle because they were just hosing down the whole street. That doesn't exist here. Correct me if I'm wrong. Philly is same in the United States. I'm from Moseport, Pennsylvania, outside of Pittsburgh. Police can't even keep track of the deaths. We got bodies that they can't find. Yeah, a lot of crimes go like can't possibly investigate them all, right? But they will show up if you your fence is 2 inches too tall or something. Isn't that funny how they have time for those really ridiculous things sometimes? Yep, going to have the cameras. We're going to be doing that. We have tons here, so yeah, we definitely have to do that. Just to up it up and give myself things going. It took me 10 minutes to get my extension. That is shocking. Wow. Because I've never had 10 minutes ever, because it takes about, like, once you fill in the paper, sure, you hand it to them. It goes to the back or there, whatever, and then they send it to head office. Now, you might have been in Manila where they don't have to send it anywhere. They are the office. Maybe that's what happened. Wanderlust, I'm not sure, but it's not up to them, right? It goes from there to Manila to be processed, and then when they get it back, then they say, okay, you can come, like they get the initial, I think it's a background, the police check, I'm not even sure what the initial one is, and then they say, okay, you can go to the cashier now. You go to the cashier, you pay that, and then you wait while they finalize it, I guess, and bring it back to the front, and then they call your name, and you can go up, you sign in the book, and then you get your stuff back. Never had 10 minutes. Never, ever, ever had 10 minutes. 30 minutes, yes, but 1 hour is typical, the total process, I mean, from the beginning to end. But yesterday, there was only a couple people before me, so I probably only was there 30 minutes yesterday. But the talking thing was about 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, so some new ones there. It's funny because the comment, or like the complaint box for you, has been moved now, and now they have a big box there, how to report a foreigner, and it's big with a big sign on it, but it does say there if you want to report a foreigner who's overstayed illegally who's here illegally in the Philippines, but it makes the person have to know everything about them, how old, their date of birth, their full name, their what country of origin, like this whole thing. So it's basically, we'll let you report it, but you have to know everything about that person, and then you put it in there, and any proof you have, everything, and you can put in. It can be anonymous if you put it in that box, but trust me, there's cameras everywhere. Or you can email it if you don't want to be anonymous, sort of thing. And I thought that was quite interesting that it's now big and it's right there, but it's just for people who have overstayed and do not have a visa to be there anymore. They have a very big reporting thing there, and then the comment box or the complaint box has been shoved to the side. Where it used to be right in front. Not that they have any problems, trust me. Immigration has been very pro tourists. They want people to come here, spend money, and the economy here and everything. I don't think anybody wants to say no. Like in Albania, when I lived there, I was explaining to somebody last night. If you're American, you can stay 1 year visa free. 1 year, no problem. And then you have to come back, you have to leave for a full year, and then you can come back and get a 1 year again and do the same thing. If you're any other country, including Canada, you're only allowed to stay 90 days a year total. So if you come in and stay 90 days, you can't leave and come back. Unless you apply for permanent residency. There's no way to get a tourist visa. You're no way to pay them some money to be allowed to stay. There's no way to get a retirement visa. There is only a permanent resident visa you can get, which means you have to do two things. Take a job from an Albanian and get an Albanian job. Literally, that's one of the options to get a permanent visa. Or two, open a business. You can't be retired. You can't have millions of dollars in the bank and say, well, I'm just retired. I just would like to retire here. They'll be like, that's not an option, sir. You have to take a job or open a business. Those are the two things. The only way you can stay here in this country past your free visa thing. There's no renewal visa. There's no other visa or anything. So here, at least, there are a lot of options to stay and come here. So I'm very familiar with the mic he's using. If he points the tip upwards, his voice sounds perfect. Tip upwards, like that? Is that what you want? I'm busy. I'm on the internet right now. There's a beggar right here with a prescription. And it. He just goes around and pretends like it's the date on the thing was like 5 months ago. So he's been using the same thing to go around and beg. Anyway, my staff know we don't, we keep that stuff out of here as much as possible. Like even dogs, we do not allow dogs. We let cats because I don't want rats and cockroaches. If you let cats in here, there will be no rats and no cockroaches. But we don't allow dogs, no beggars, nobody trying to sell you things and everything. But unfortunately, you have to be polite. We can't grab them and drag them out. So all they can do is try to stand between them and the customer. And as you see, he doesn't listen. Excuse my guess. Sometimes it just takes a 6'4" guy to stand over them and say, please leave. But yeah, he wasn't going to go anywhere, unfortunately. Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. We're opening Philippines branch in Luzon earlier this year. Keeping the USA location and LLC. Lots of advantages, of course. Depends on the type of business. Ours is service-oriented, business to business, and business to commercial or customer, business to customer. Yeah. Well, we were talking about this before. So I did share it on my Facebook recently that we have massive expansion going on in Pueblo de Panay with lots of BPOs and everything else, and a massive condo projects, like 9 condos all going up. Big, big stuff here. You know, like people would say, I wish I got in early when they were doing the, obviously Festive Walk in Iloilo, when you could have bought a condo for 3, 4 million that are now 12, right? Like literally 2, 3 years later, you can 4 times your money. And Makati was the same way. BGC was the same. All of that. Is there milk? Yeah, I need milk. And so anyway, so you have the opportunity right now because it is that time here in Pueblo de Panay. I did, like I said, I shared it on Facebook, and you can see the overall map of how many projects are going on. New convention center, all this stuff. It's really crazy. Anyway, so they. So we were going to do an investor conference. I was going to get the mayor to come by, and also the chairman of Pueblo de Panay be in this. And then if you can Zoom call in if you want, because there is BPOs that say it's. I'm just going to pick a number. I don't really know the number. Say it's $5 million to build this BPO building, 6-story building, office building, whatever. And they already have tenants lined up, tech companies and stuff. And it is in a tech zone, tech trade zone, whatever, all these tax-free, whatever, foreign ownership more allowed. It is one of those zones. I can't remember what they call those things. But my brain's not totally working, I guess. And so they have one of those zones in there. So if you are somebody who is just looking for where you can put your money in, where you're going to get the return every month, but you also still own the land, right? Like you own the BPO building or whatever. So say you can't afford 5 million, but we get 10 people at 500,000 or whatever the number is. You can be a percentage owner of that. And then, the BPO is paying their rent in there, so you have to pay the expenses of operating it, everything, but the profits return to you. They are telling me that it's on average, that 10 to 15% return on your money per year if you own the building. There are other investment vehicles here. They're just not that safe, obviously, that you can make up to. Basically, he told me anybody who promises you more than 5% return on your money per month is probably a scam. So he's like, because, do the math on that, right? 5% a month is 60% a year. Like, that's an enormous amount. He's like, there is certain things. He goes, but when you hear these kind of numbers, please know that this is a scam. This is the chairman of Pueblo telling me. But real safe investment things here are like the 10 to 15% return on your investment per year, and you still own the land or the building, right? You own the building and everything that has tenants in it that are doing it. Because call centers move here like crazy still, and yes, they use AI now and they adapt and everything, but they still need the people also. And but now they have like a lot of tech centers here that are opening up here because it's cheaper to get these tech people trained here and then working and stuff like that. So there's tons of that. There's also other big projects like convention centers, stuff like that, where you can do the same thing. So we're going to do an investor conference. You guys want to Zoom call in or whatever, you have to email me. My email's easy, thatphilippineslife@gmail.com. And we'll get you added into it. I'm not, you just listen. You can just sit in and listen, ask questions if you want or whatever. I get nothing of this. I just want to see more investment here, and I think it's a big deal for the area. I'll have more customers for the Beaver. Anyway, but you don't have to be here. You can be a different type of investor. You can be a hands-on investor. You can just be, listen, I want to buy 1/10 share of that BPO building and get my return on investment. And I don't have to think about it, just like a dividend sort of thing plus ownership. And like I said, ownership rules do change in those free trade zones if it's in the tech sector. So you have to be in that tech sector, or there's other free trade zones that have different reasons for them that the government has said if you own in that one area, you're good. So different ownership rules and stuff like that. So if you want to be involved, email me. We're setting it up for a mid-late October. I have to be available also, and also the mayor and the chairman and all that. So we're trying to line everything up. Tip your waitress. There we go. Thank you, Robert. I've been talking to them because they're like, oh, tips are down. And I'm like, you guys aren't the same as you were in the first month and first 2 months, guys. What's that customer's name? And they look at me dumbfounded, right? And I'm like, that person's been coming here like 12 times. If you don't know their name by now, you might not earn a tip. You probably don't deserve a tip. You should know their name by now. You've been serving them 12 different times over the last month and a half or 2 months or something like that. And having to explain, like, we don't have to in the West because it's incentives, right? most waitresses there, you may know, maybe making $4 an hour, but then they make way more money in tips. And so their whole incentive structure tells them how to do their job. Oh, when I'm really nice and I take interest in them and I make sure they have everything, I make more money. And here, yes, they had it, but they're not used to that incentive structure. So they thought, oh, when it's busy, I make a lot more money because of the tips, right? And but they haven't translated it as much, because then when it gets a little slower, they're just like, well, the tips aren't coming in as much. What were you doing differently before? That kind of thing. So it's been an interesting thing where I've had to explain to them, like, you take really good care of them. This is not a tipping culture area. You have to go over and above. You have to show them that you're getting better service, better everything, that they're more likely to tip you, and even higher if you gave them like an experience. They come out here going, that was the best service I've ever had. It seems easy, doesn't it? But we came from that culture, so it takes a little bit more. Nope. No. They didn't ask anything. No, they only ask based on what you write there. So I didn't write anything about that. Talk about my business. Because if I had a business that I could have ownership in, then I would have a business visa. But because I had to do a trust on this, because this is a retail business, you can't own a retail business, like officially put it in your name. So you can put it in a trust name, have it signed to trustees and all that stuff. But no, it has nothing to do with that. They just ask you they talk about what you wrote in your thing. So, okay, you wrote all this. Tell me more about this. That kind of thing. If they had anything, they would ask about it. But they do watch my YouTube, by the way. They know full well. Everybody in the immigration know me. By the way, hi guys. They do watch my channel and everything, and they've known me for a long time. No problems. But yeah, no, it's just, if I could, under this structure, I'm going to have to invest in a different type of business where a foreigner is allowed to have ownership in. Then I can get the business visa on it. But I also can get now a few other visa stuff. So I'm going to be dealing with that eventually. Oh yeah, we did that one. Thank you very much. Very good idea. I recently bought a farm. We do upgrades to it next year and plant new stuff. Is there a fruit vegetable you need that usually don't come in, Rojas? Yeah. Okay. So let's go through what is the most complicated, difficult things to get here. Tomatoes that are bigger than that, right? They call them tomatoes, but I'm like, that's a little bigger than a cherry tomato. We need, what do you call them? Beefsteak tomatoes or whatever we call in the West. It's been too long. But, a tomato so that you can put a big slice on a burger, that kind of thing. So real size potatoes. Cucumbers can be very expensive here. Mangoes have been getting ridiculous, but it's not mango season, and I don't recommend do mangoes because it's so seasonal. You make good money at a certain point, but when everybody has mangoes, the price goes way down. But yeah, you definitely want to have cucumbers, hardy vegetables. Potatoes are still top dollar. Like I buy 30 kilo sacks and I get them for 1,600 pesos. So that's a good price. But that's not what they cost in the store and all that kind of thing. A carrot can be 70 pesos for a single carrot. What's that, $1.20 to American, that kind of thing, for a single carrot that's only this big. Like, it's pretty ridiculous in the stores, right? Now, keep in mind there's margins and all that, and at the market they're not getting that amount, but it's still higher. Hardy, you need mountains. They don't grow in the lower side, so you have to do the hardy ones up in the air, or get into vertical farming and that kind of thing. Maybe it's possible. But yeah, it's really easy. The tomatoes, the cucumbers, the potatoes, onions, white onions, right? All that stuff is very, very pricey. But you need direct to market to make the most amount of money, because a lot of times the farmers don't make the money. The middleman makes the money that picks up them and then has the customers to sell them to. That's who's making the real money. Hey, there's Paul. Hello, Mike, with Paul of Seattle again. Melatonin helps me to going to sleep. Also, you should get a security camera at home and or hunting cameras. So yeah, hunting cameras you don't have here. I'm sure I can get them on Amazon, though. That would probably be possible. But CCTV is pretty cheaper because China's right here, right? So you can get HIK and all those things pretty cheap. Although when I got prices here in Capiz, people saw me and went, 25,000 pesos. And I'm like, my house in Kimball, I only paid $6,000 for the exact same brand that you're quoting me here. And so I was like, hell no. So I call my guy all the way in Iloilo. He drives all the way here. He charges me an extra 1,000 pesos because he's going to spend all day here and then go all the way back. Plus bring a guy with him. Runs all the cables, everything. Provides the same thing. And my total cost will be 9,000 pesos with him for a whole system with the cameras and the DVR and everything. And they wanted 25. The one I got quotes from here. So I'm not going to mention anybody's names. I'm looking to shame them, but I'm like, tell me I'm not getting a white price. Tell me. Anyway, so yes, that is the plan. Thank you very much for the super chat, Paul. By the way, Paul's the awesome guy who donated the money for Lara's birthday. Again, you didn't have to do that, Paul. That was really awesome of you. That allowed her to have that big bouncy castle, which was quite expensive because it was the biggest one we could find in the whole province. And then also like the castle, you see that at the back? He bought that for her birthday as well, which was so cool of him. By the way, it's going to get moved, though, Paul, because she's going to get way more use of it at home. We're trying to get her to have more home life and not hang out at a bar. So that's why one's there, one's here, that kind of thing. And so we're going to be moving that to the house. We have that other bakery one. We're moving that to the upstairs balcony so that she has some playroom up there, too. And it's a little cleaner up there. We can keep things clean and everything, less little bugs that can crawl in, that kind of thing. Anyway, so that's the plan. So if you don't see it here, don't worry, because she's starting to get friends that come over to the house and everything. So that's the plan, Paul, if you were wondering. That's awesome of you, by the way. You're an awesome guy. It's totally not required, and you just still did it, and I really appreciate it. I need to get a spoon, guys. My coffee hasn't been mixed. I got off sugar. I went to an all-meat diet, but I killed it yesterday, so I'm going to have to get back to it. For a little while, just because I've been having these problems. At 5 o'clock, I have a neurologist and some other thing, some therapist thing too, just to see what's going on because my neck's still giving me problems. Not like before, but I'm really trying to fix it. And you know, a lot of people that go to the all meat diet, you end up getting everything healing all over your body, and so I'm giving it a shot. It's happened before when I went all meat diet, and a lot of things got better. So I'm going to try that again. But I moved to stevia, no more sugar for a while. I just need a spoon. 1 second. Just live right now on the internet. Wow. Yeah, so technically you're live now too. Oh, really? Yeah, let me see. Yeah, you might have to hide. You don't want anybody to know you're on. There are, how many people are on right now? I don't even know. Trying to find. I don't see the number. I don't know how many people are online right now. 317? Something like that. Quite a few of you. Anyway, oh, here it is. Yeah, there's 350 people on there. Something like that, 320. It is Friday, thank goodness. So now things are going to be getting raw. I don't know why you didn't get a notification, by the way, chilling out. It's 3% is the rule that I was told by YouTube. If you subscribe to a channel, only 3% of subscribers will be notified of a new video or anything like that because people subscribe to several new channels. So what's new in immigration? So I did talk about that pretty early on. It's a new form. You have to explain why you want to be staying here and all that, and then the guy will talk to you about your little thing there. And it's not the main immigration person. They now put somebody out there that will just kind of take notes, and so it'll be like, you know, looking you in the eye and saying, okay, yeah, it sounds reasonable, that kind of thing. And not like the major one with you get sent in the back. They're out there with security and they just talk to you about what you wrote in the blurb now. Instead, there was never a blurb. So you never had to explain why, you just checked off pleasure, you know, that kind of thing. Now there is a blurb where they want you to talk to them about why you want to stay. But we did talk further in the video about it. Hoping we'll be there near Christmas time. I hope you'll be able to meet and have some family time. That'd be fantastic, Devil. Looking forward to it. Same last name. We had some other people over here, and they all have the same last name. I just don't want to point them out right now, but yeah. Lock tote bag. I wonder what that is. Keep an eye on that. DA Travels. Good evening from Texas. A couple back here are from Texas. Greetings, Michael. Keep up the good fight and optimism. Yeah, the one thing, no matter what, you'll always find me onward and upward, right? I could spend a lot of time worrying about the past and beat up something that, you know, I'm not that kind of person. I'm like I said, YouTube's taking the 30% from me for IRS, and I don't have to pay IRS and all that stuff. I did my fight, but now it seems like if I don't get it, I don't get it. And I can spend my time worrying about it, but fighting and all this stuff. I'm not going to get anywhere with it. Onward and upward. We just fight. Just fight forward. Always fight, fight, fight. Hey, video key. I don't have any here, though. Let's see. Oh, you guys are talking to each other? Okay. Don't worry what people say made it. Yeah, jealous. Yeah, exactly. If you know you made it. You know you made it. So my passport didn't need replacing. It was actually in her sock drawer, not my sock drawer, because the last time I went to immigration, we went on my bike or whatever, and I did not bring the sash. I just grabbed my passport, put it in my pocket. And I guess when she cleans out my pockets, you know, because I leave my pants hanging up, and the next day I switch everything over, well, she grabs it sometimes before me. She'll empty my pockets, put it out there. And so she probably put it in there just to be safe, forgot all about it. I got very, very lucky that it did not go back into my thing. So. Yep. Yeah, but you know, not any time, but you need 3 strikes and all that. And I have no strikes. Like even with this community standard thing, they said there will be no penalty. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Because then I would have had to fight like hell. But they didn't give me a penalty on it, whatever, other than they took my revenue from the video and they removed the video. They didn't just suspend the video. No, they removed the video. So even if I win an appeal, they'll be like, okay, you can put the video back up. It's too late. It's too late. That's not how it works. Once YouTube shuts down a video or anything like that, you lose the momentum. You put it back up, it'll get practically no views. So, good morning from Nova Scotia. Curly here in Davao. I got to go there soon. I know I keep saying it for a long time. I haven't been to Mindanao at all. So I do have to go, get traveling. This was quite the adventure for now, but I do miss it. I need to get back to it, and I'm finding every which way I possibly can so that I can get back to that very, very quickly. I want to get back to that whole habit of traveling. That would be wonderful. Maybe going back to the U.S. soon. I wish I had time to swing back to your business in Rojas. I'll make it up there now next trip. Yes, please. That'd be fantastic, and I understand. No, totally. I used to live in Iloilo, but now I live in Rojas City, which is the next province. About 2.5-hour drive from here. Depends. You drive a car, sometimes it can be 3 hours because you can't get around the slow-moving stuff and everything as easily. You have to wait for a big gap, where a motorcycle, you just can share the lane with them half the time, like a trike or something, and get right by them. Yeah, exactly. Everything has a cost. So you might be like, yeah, I wish they had this or that. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't wish I had 43 or 53% tax rate or something like that. I don't want that. Comes with because of the massive bureaucracy that we have that gives us all these social services and everything else. No, I like my freedom here, and when I say freedom, I mean like the government isn't telling you how to do every little thing. That come and measure your fence. Oh, you're 1 inch over. Here's a fine and all that stuff. Is that freedom when you have a nanny state? No, it's not freedom. So here you have a lot of freedom, a lot of freedom. So that's how I see the freedom that we think we have in the West. We don't really have in the West. The government tells you how you can live your life and so many different aspects. Way more than they do here. You buy some land out in the middle of the country here, you can do whatever you want here. You know, live in the city, you might have to get a building permit or whatever, but some of these provinces, places, like nobody cares what you do. You don't have those same freedoms. Like in Canada, you could buy land in the middle of nowhere, but you're only allowed a 10 by 10 you're allowed to build a 10 by 10 square plot. So a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll build 10 by 10, a floating deck, then another 10 by 10, a floating deck, and 10 by 10, just to evade it. And they use GPS, believe it or not, they use the satellite maps to determine who's not paying the right property taxes and stuff like that. So if you think, oh, I'm up north and nobody's ever going to find me here in Northern Ontario. No, Government Canada uses that technology to detect who's building this cabin up there, and does it look like it's too big, and therefore we got to get big property taxes at them, because you might be paying $200 a year for this big, huge 50-acre land because it's got no road connecting to it or whatever. You got it on auction, and you take an ATV to get in, and it's a hunt camp. Okay, it's $250 a year, but then you go and you start building on it or whatever. They're going to come. Even Albania, they got the U.S. government's assistance to do the same thing, so that people that aren't getting building permits that come after them and come after your money and raise your taxes and all that stuff. Pretty crazy stuff. All right. I'm going to be going soon. I just wanted to get through a few more. So if you do have anything really important, jump back in. And if I miss something, there's a lot of comments here. So please let me know. Text bad. I never get notified till after the fact. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It sucks. It sucks. Now, if you see it in my thing, like yesterday when I posted, and it says, I always say, click the link and then click notify me. And believe it or not, even though you're a subscriber, you do have to do that. That will guarantee you'll be notified when there's a live, but it's only when I have a little bit different. Thursday in Hawaii. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Ernesto, hello. Tell those Texans hello from Eagle Lake. Somebody here says hello from Eagle Lake. Somebody's saying hello from Eagle Lake. Where's Eagle Lake?
Where's Eagle Lake?
Yeah.
In the Pocono Mountains in Pennsylvania.
No, Eagle Lake, Texas.
I don't know. I've only lived there 3 years.
He's only lived in Texas 3 years. He's not sure where Eagle Lake is. Sorry about that. Hello from Florida, Funky Clips. Hello. When we were building a house, as Alan, when we were building a house in Bulacan, the contractor told us the water pressure and tank system would cost 100,000 pesos. My neighbor took me to Papanga, and I bought the whole system for less than 20K. Oh yeah, definitely. You never know. They also want to make a lot of money. I know. I get it. Yeah, you go and look this stuff up yourself, buy it, and then pay the labor. That's, I don't like to take away, I want people to have businesses. I want them to be successful, but you have to have a fair margin on things like that. And whatever the price is, the price should be the same for everybody. It's one thing to say, listen, I'm going to give veterans or PNP, retired PNP, I'm going to give seniors discounts. That's okay. That's cool. I have no problem with that, and should be, upfront with it, saying, listen, I give students discounts. That's all great stuff, but not white price, right? I don't think you should do that. Or you can, Disney does this, right? If you're at Disney and you live in Florida, so you're a local, you get a huge discount to go to Disney. Cool, that's fine. So you can have that here. It'd be like, show that you're a Rojas resident or something, and you get this price. And if you're a tourist, you have another price. Everything in the daylight is good. Things that are in the shadows and the darkness, that's bad. So as long as you're willing to make it the same for everybody and equal, then there are ways that you can be open and honest about it. I would have no problem with it. Michael, yes. So we haven't done our actual grand opening. It was soft opening when we did the opening here. I still want to double the size of the roof. I still want to do a lot of work here. It's just been difficult to make. It doesn't break even, right? I'm still spending 100,000 to 200,000 pesos a month into the business. So it's down to 100,000. It was 200,000 that I was doing for the beginning. Well, in the beginning it was a lot more than that, but then I meant first full month after June. And so I'm trying to stem the bleeding here before I agree to spend hundreds of thousands more in renovations here, so I can have a real proper grand opening with a blessing. The beach home has been already been blessed before that. Now I did a renovation, but I don't know do you do a blessing for every renovation you do. I don't know how that works, but the previous owner did a blessing when he built it, so it's been blessed. So I don't think moving into a new apartment you get a blessed or anything like that, right? So I don't think so. Anyway, I could be wrong. Although he has experience in Canadian beaver, it might not be directly applicable to this business. Must be talking to some other business. No, I opened other businesses, but not here in the Philippines. Yeah, so I'm not sure what you're talking about there. But anyway, the business conference thing we're going to do. You will be you'll be hearing from the chairman of Pueblo de Panay, maybe some others that the mayor decides are safe investments. Basically, I like bringing in the mayor because they want investment to their city, right? They want more people to come out here and invest in their city, and therefore they're not going to recommend or suggest anything that is going to make them look bad. This is why I tell people in Ahui and stuff where the mayor says, come to me, I will make sure you don't get screwed. You're going to pay 10 to 15 pesos per square meter for land. I'll make sure it's on a road, that kind of thing. Good. Hold them to account. Their reputation is now on the line. I like to do that kind of thing because it puts you guys in a situation where I'm not recommending somebody for something that ends up being a Ponzi scheme or something like that. I want to make sure it's on the up and up. And then they also my reputation helps you because if it gets back to them or it gets back to me that somebody that recommended and it turned out to be something very shady or something like that, again, nobody wants their name besmirched and they don't want the shame of it all and everything. So of course you're using me and that's cool. Hi Mark. Hi Mike. Noah. Hi Mike. I came from Pilar near Estancia. I know that well. Currently living in China. Hope to visit your place soon. Thank you very much. Are you doing work in China right now? Because, man, I know we're supposed to hate it and all that, but it's like you can hate government policies and all that kind of stuff, but don't hate the people. It's not the people's fault. In many cases, the people don't have the say that you think they have. It's no different than you can hate Americans because of Iraq or something. Like it's not there. The government chooses what they do in different countries and stuff like that. It's not the people. So I never hate the people. And there's so many beautiful things about China and their culture and everything from their history is crazy. So that's my stance. Hello from Oxnard, California. Hello, Buddha Cafe. Hello, hello. Where's the ball and chain? She's at home reorganizing the whole house and cleaning because we kind of gutted everything. When I had to pull everything out. Before I say it was stolen or anything, I wanted to be sure because we had looked so many times. I'm like, everything's coming out. Everything's coming out. We're going to pull everything out of here. We even lifted up the bed. We lifted everything, mattresses, everything. Pulled the place apart. I was like, no, it just never happened here. So now it's kind of like made her go crazy because she has that OCD on keeping things clean. The whole place is getting redone now. Mike just got home. Had offer of 1,000 for 30 minutes talk USD for 20 minutes. Probably a stupid question. If yes, you want to have a chat for 30 minutes for 100 USD? Psh. If that's what that says, then yeah, just send me an email. I'm never going to say no. Can you imagine you can make $100 US for an hour? Half hour, whatever it was. Yes. I give advice for free all day long. So, yeah, that would be amazing. Just send me an email. It's thatphilippineslife@gmail.com. I always send the lady to shop. Saves a lot of money. Yep. Yeah. I do it for the bar here because, well, she doesn't drive. And it's a pain in the butt for her. She's got to take trikes everywhere and everything. And I can do it quick. But now I've gotten... The more you do something, the more people learn about you, people know about it. I go to a certain store now. I literally take my big bag that I clip right onto the bike. I just take the bag. I don't buy shopping bags. I don't want shopping bags anymore. I just show security. They already know me. I walk right through. And I go to see the girls at the cashes. I'm like, hello, everybody. And they're like, hello, sir. And I put my bag down. And they wait. And when I go through the checkout, they put my bag up there and they pack it for me and everything. They already know me. Everybody knows me now. I've been to the same place at the same time. I should mention, last time I said something bad about SM. I didn't say bad. I told them exactly my horrible experience as a motorcycle driver going into SM. I don't believe it's because I made a video. There can't possibly be. It's only Rojas, by the way, that I've ever had this experience where they treat you like, ugh. Anyway, whatever it is, pure coincidence. They no longer do that anymore. They treat me like gold now. We now have like a personal shopper person that's been helping us. They literally call us, is there anything you need? Just send me pictures and we'll get it out of the store for you and we'll have it delivered to your house or to your business, whatever you. They have been. I don't get that kind of treatment anywhere now, and I'm treated like absolute gold. So maybe nothing to do with the video. Maybe it's just pure coincidence. Maybe it's something where they just said that, listen, anybody who's spending this kind of money on a regular basis, that they expect. And I would want somebody. If I had a business like that, I'd be like saying the same thing. I'd be like, you see somebody in here spending 10,000 pesos a day or every couple days, or whatever, 20,000 pesos. That person is priority. I want you to assign somebody to them and make sure they're always happy. Well, either way, it happened. And we're treated like gold now. Gold, absolute gold. So we've been getting some more things from there where I wasn't refusing to get things from there. But I also appreciate the ones that took care of me when they weren't. And so I still get stuff from them too. Love watching you from Connecticut in the United States. Look on getting a safe to be on the safe side. Yeah, and maybe some way to hide it, like a built-in hidden something. Cement's easy, so maybe. I wouldn't tell you if I did. Greetings and salutation from the Bronx, New York, USA. Hello, Raphael. 292. Okay, Robert. Wildwood Warriors. Check out Wicken Park in Manchester. Okay, you guys are talking to each other most likely. Eyes open, Mike. If you see, I got this $100 for a 20-minute convo, which I know you don't need, but I'll send another 50 to any person who you care. Do you want, or after 20 minutes, if you want pill, 1,000 for. Another 50 to any person. Or do you want? I got $100 for a 20-minute conversation. Oh, and you want to give $50 to somebody? I don't know. Sorry, I don't think I understand. Oh, you're married to Chinese. Okay, that's cool. Hey, AJ, thank you very much. Thank you. Hit the like button. Oh, there's only 192 likes? Come on. There's been 300-400 at a time. Always live on here, guys. Click like. Costs you nothing. Literally costs you nothing. Does nothing to your feed. It does nothing for you. Let's go. Hi, Mike, watching from Abu Dhabi. We are in the last month in the Beaver. We bought you the bottle opener. Oh, yeah, and the fridge magnets are sitting right over there. But we miss seeing you. You were in Iloilo. I know, and I've got them there, though. Next time. You're back from Abu Dhabi. Let's try to hook up, okay? And thank you very much. They're on the side of the fridge. They're very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Where is Kitty Cat? Wait. Just say hello first. Say hello. Hello. You want to see? Here, I'll show you the camera. There we go. Look. Who's that? Who's that? Is that you? Is that cutie you? All right. Where's Gift? In the kitchen? Okay. One sec, guys. One sec. All right. Oh, Gift's right there. Yeah, she can help her find the kitty cat. I don't know where it is. Go see Gift. She's going to help you. Gift was right there, so I don't know why she couldn't find the kitty cat. Okay, so I do have to go, though, unfortunately. I have the shopping to do, actually, for the restaurant, so. Yes, eventually, remember, a lot of people don't realize, because they may have not been following from the beginning, and I get that. But I restarted my entire life not long ago, right? So, I don't like talking about that stuff too much, but anyway, I started over. December 1, brand new YouTube channel. Oh, there it is. There it is. Look at that baby, eh? Look at that baby. So I started my whole life December 1. Um, I just knew how things were in Canada with divorce law and everything that never works for the guy. So I gave her everything. Right? I start from zero again, literal zero. Borrow from a friend, that kind of thing, just to hang in there with money in the beginning, just to get myself monetized on YouTube and start over and try to make my life again. And so it's been what, 9 months, something like that. And so I think I'm doing pretty well in 9 months, right? Pretty crazy. Literally starting from zero. No savings, no money, no nothing. I gave it all to my ex-wife. It was not that, huge amounts or anything like that, but I had no safety net. And I didn't have to, and she made it very clear. Okay, I'm not criticizing her in any way. I just knew that I was married once before when I was younger, and I got hit, and I still pay to this day to that first ex-wife. For 25 years, I had to pay. So 25 years. Anyway, so I still have a few more years left because I was 30 when we divorced, and I'm 49 now. So anyway, getting a lot of information in here that I don't usually normally talk about. So anyway, so we started over. So yes, I know I need a car and all that stuff, and I am going to get there. But I've come this far thanks to all you guys, to be honest. Like if you weren't watching my channels, and many others haven't been watching, I wouldn't have been able to make it. But yeah, and this helps diversify eventually when it makes money. But to give you an idea, I knew I have to diversify and try to get involved in different types of things. I've got a better idea of what kind of business you really want to be invested in. Bar and restaurant is a tough gig, don't get me wrong, what it really is. But I saw, okay, well, it's the distribution side of things, and maybe maybe growing certain things that are really hard to find and be that supplier. That could be a very profitable thing. Those kind of things I've now woken up to. But anyway, so that is a plan. That's why I don't have everything I want out of life just yet. But it is September. I did start over 10 months ago. So I think I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. Can't complain. All right, let's see. No, I did work at a restaurant when I was 19 years old, 18 years old, 17 years old, that kind of thing. Swiss Chalet, if you ever heard of it. And I not only worked there, but I started off as a waiter. I was very successful. But then I always wanted to work more. I'm a workaholic. And so they said, I asked for more shifts, and they're like, no, you can't do it as a waiter. You're already working the most. And they're like, would you like to be a prep cook? And I'm like, okay. So I got up 5 in the morning, did all the prep cooking. Then I said, I want more. And so they're like, well, do you want to work at the bar also on some shifts? I'm like, yes, I want to work at bar. So I worked at bar and continued, did prep work, bar, serving, 3 different shifts. And then then eventually they said, okay, well, let's put you on like main shifts sometimes for kitchen. And so then I was working in the kitchen right on the line, right at the headline and stuff like that. So I learned a lot from it. Apparently I retained it because I was young. It was like 30 years ago. But I retained all of the information, I guess, because I think about it. But I also just try to think things. I'm very good at putting myself in other people's shoes. And so if I was a customer, what would I want? And thinking about that always. I think that's important, and a lot of people may not be able to do that same thing. So that's how I come. Yeah, and actually, I noticed. I think they have VIP lines now for shopping. Now I don't have that because I hate these loyalty cards. I don't have time for them. They aren't as good here. It's not like in America or something like that where you can get air miles and get free hotel stays and airplane miles or whatever. Now the ones here are like, I don't know. On certain days you can have a discount on bread or something. I don't know. So I just ignore it all, but if I had it though, and they can track how much money I spend, I would be able to use the VIP lines even, but they're for people with like the platinum card of their royal loyalty reward, and I can't be bothered with all these loyalty reward cards that have cards for everywhere, and they're not digital here, so you'd have to carry a bunch of them. No, thank you. Hi Mike, it's Andre, married to a Filipina from Antique here in Canada, St. Catharines, Ontario. What's going on with YouTube? You said they took out my last video because somebody reported it. Not because they thought there was a problem, but it kept getting mass reported for harassment and bullying, and it had nothing to do with anything except for me explaining about some theft that would happen to me. Not like I named somebody or anything they could call harassment or bullying. I said I don't even know who it is, and it was explaining like crime is rare, but crimes of opportunity, anything can happen. You leave something out, and it's just too inviting, and somebody might walk by and they might take it. And I ran into a situation like that. It was on my dining room table, but I did leave my glass door open way too many times. So that's what all it was. YouTube took it down. I lost on appeal because they don't even actually review it, but they said they carefully reviewed it. But I only clicked a few seconds ago, appeal. You responded immediately, almost. Pretty ridiculous. So that's what's going on. It's all. You can always rewind this video. You can see everything in the beginning. I tried to put everything in the first part of it so that you guys could just watch a little bit and not stay on for the long talking and answering questions if you don't want to. American expat living in Valencia. Enjoy the content. Maybe someday it will pop up there, as life in the Philippines is 100 times better than it is in the United States. It's true. It's true. You know, I saw somebody recently. You know how there's the, what do they call them? I gotta go soon too, and I keep saying that I'm gonna go. Passport bros, right? And you got these videos that are very, very passport bro-ish sort of thing, and glass half empty, and all that other stuff. And I just can't imagine. Like, imagine if you were some YouTuber in Florida or whatever, and all you did, would you like, and you're showing off the beaches and everything, and you're just going to be on the beach filming and just talk about all the negative things you can find? No, you'd be like, I love it here because, right? Not, I love it here, but I'm going to tell you everything I hate about it. I don't know. But anyway, there's certain people that just want to focus on the negatives, and there's negatives everywhere. Oh my God, where are you going in the world that doesn't have a negative? Doesn't exist. Anyway, so that's what it is. But there was somebody who was just, all they did is they mentioned, you know, some of the downfalls that you might find here in the Philippines, and then he went to the positives. And I don't know if you guys ever heard of this, but in management, the most important thing is it's called shit sandwich. I swore, but it's okay. We're a long way in this. You put good news, bad news, good news, because you lose people. So he started off with his negatives first. Well, that's it. He was getting destroyed in the comments and everything. So this other guy was like showing it on his channel and saying, see. But the guy should have said, you know, some real positive things. Fit in a couple, you know, and you could put in a few things that you're like, yeah, on the downside, I wish this or that or this. And it's all in how you phrase it. And then go back to some positives. Then go back, you bury it, right? Like that's how you do it. And then it sounds reasonable. But the problem is if you just talk about the negatives and then finally get to the positives, you lost most people already. You've already angered them. You've enraged them. You know, patriotism is a big deal in the Philippines and in a lot of places. But if you're reasonable about it, then most people can accept it. Because, like I said, I'm not 100% positive. I'm going to explain to you some complications, some difficulties, but I'll put it in context. And I'll be like, listen, it's a crime of opportunity. I get it. But crime's extremely low here. Like, there's no violent crime. There's no people are specifically trying to do anything. What is there? Is 20-some-odd-year-old drunk guy that likes to hang out at the 7-Eleven and block the door unless you pay him some money and all this other stuff that I have to deal with sometimes? Yeah. But one drunk guy, like, that has nothing to do with the Philippines. There's just one drunk guy. He's not violent, by the way. Sometimes I worry if he drinks too much or whatever, but you know, the brown guy has tried to deal with him. Everybody's tried to do something, but the guy refuses any housing assistance. He doesn't want to do anything. He likes that life. Same reason I don't like to give to beggars is you're encouraging it to continue. And so if it's working for him, he doesn't want to go anywhere. He's not going to change his life. But, you know, my brother died of fentanyl poisoning last year because he was a drug addict in Vancouver. Like, I know how good it is here. But you see how I just phrased that? Right? Like, I put it in context. You put it in a way that people can understand, because nobody should, you're not supposed to be lying to people or anything. You're being honest about it, but you're also being reasonable. That's important. Anyway, I can get on a tangent sometimes. I do have to go. So quickly, last few things there. Their truck is a beast. I love their truck, man. Whatever I do, when I get a vehicle, I'm going to outfit it like the beast, because it is amazing, and you don't have to worry about nothing in that thing. More what damage you could do to other people, but you know what I mean? Like, usually you're just in a place where you just want everybody to get out of your way. You're in a tight quarter. You don't want people to go, I can go right beside that guy and try to squish him. They're going to cause an accident trying. But if they look at you, that beast, trust me, they're like, yeah, I'm not trying it. And no accident happens then because of it. Really, really, really love it. Michael, your expression is too funny and cute as you read eyes wide open comments. You are a golden vlogger, so hopefully you'll be treated like gold by most. Yeah, you can't win everybody over, but you know, it is what it is. Hi from Perth, Australia, Uncle Buck. Hello. I have a friend named Uncle Buck, but back in Canada. I've been watching you for about 4 years, and I'm learning a lot. Keep up the good work and check out the bar. We'll check out the bar after Christmas. Cheers. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to Christmas actually here. This is gonna be great. Now I got a little one here to spoil and take care of and everything. I'd love to. By the way, I know I can get American turkeys and butterball, like that kind of stuff. Well, there's local turkeys too, so I don't really need to buy that. But I have to find people with ovens here, and I'm gonna be like, listen, you're gonna cook me turkeys, and you're gonna bring them here to, because I'm not gonna buy ovens just for that. That's not plus a fortune. Never mind. But I have it brought all here in like stainless steel trays, with, you know, tin foil and everything. And we're gonna have a Thanksgiving dinner here. I'm gonna work on it. Come here. We'll have to have it at a weird time so you can watch football, and have it all set up. We can watch football now, by the way. You have to come in the morning though. And yeah, we're gonna have Thanksgiving here, guys. I might even be able to do Canadian and American, but Canada Thanksgiving is a little more difficult because there's not a lot of Canadians in Rojas City right now. Just a few. A lot of Americans, no problem. Life is too short to be pessimist. Yeah, exactly. And also, I just wouldn't be the person I am if I had a negative attitude. I'm glad you actually experience food service business. Yeah, it's important. But you know, there's a lot of people here really know what they're doing too, so it's important. Just got here and you're going. Yeah, I'm still going. I'll watch the replay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, I think we're down near the end of all this stuff, and I do have to get going because I have so much to buy for the bar here today. And I really appreciate all of you, though. Seriously, those of you who become members of the channel, thank you. You guys are really cool and awesome, and I appreciate the support so much. And then, of course, super chats, like, wow, thank you. It's so amazing of each and every one of you. And rest assured, if you ever need anything, you want just some information or whatever, I try to get to everybody. If I missed it, I'm sorry. Sometimes I have social media staff now that I pay, so they might have clicked it and I didn't see that message. So please get back to me again. Just try again, and I'll try to reply to you. So, like I said, I strive to be on everything at all times, and I will always try it hard because I appreciate all of you, even if you don't subscribe or no, you have to subscribe. That's free. But I mean, if you can't be a member, I understand all that, and not super chat. I still appreciate you guys all very much. You're watching me, so thank you. Thank you. It's really awesome. And hopefully we'll come see you at the Beaver, or I'll see you in your hometown or something like that. So thank you, guys. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Just like the Reverend Fred Marcher. God bless. God bless all of you. Thank you very much. And hopefully I'll see you guys again soon. Hopefully. If you haven't seen, like I said, showed at the beginning here, Gigantes. It starts with a G, though. It's called Gigantes, but it's pronounced Gigantes. It is an absolutely stunning thing. And if you haven't seen my video, by the way, that everybody says they love, but for some reason the video did not do very well, where I showed you my 837 days here in the Philippines, but I put it into one video. Trust me, you're going to like it, I think. I can't imagine you wouldn't, but very few people saw it in comparison to my other videos. So go and check it out. It's just a few videos ago, like 3, now that they took a video down on me. And definitely check it out, please, because I'm very proud of it. I spent 100 hours on it, and it did terrible, and I was really upset about it. But that's how it works, right? You can do some silly video, and it gets tons of views, and then you really put your effort into something, and it does crap. That happens. Hey, Paul again. Thank you very much, Paul, for the super chat. Hello, Mike, with Paul in Seattle again. You see that you were a bit stressed today. I see. Be careful, not get burned out. Thank you very much. I actually have the doctor's appointment at 5 o'clock today, neurologist, just to get looking at all this, and also a specialist is going to be joining in also, just in case it's something to do with else. Thanks to a very good friend here in Rojas City, Harriet, thank you, who pushed and asked him to literally to have the neurologist call me directly, give me his phone number, everything, and say, listen, you need to come in here. Harriet's worried about you. And so thank you, Harriet. That's really awesome of you, and I will be going at 5 p.m. today and getting a full check over again, make sure everything is okay. So stress is the most terrible thing in the world. I 100% agree. I need to cut it out as much as possible anyway. All right, guys. Thank you very much. The Halloween thing, I don't know yet. Don't see a lot of Halloween stuff in this city. In Iloilo, it was easy to find. I'm not finding anything Rojas yet. I got to keep my looking, but we'll see. I love Halloween, so I'd love to do something especially for her. For that one reason alone, I'd love to find something. Okay, guys. Yeah, the card's also tracking, but yeah, exactly. Do I care? No, I just don't want to carry it around. I'd rather, since I buy so much, you would think, I'd want that royalty treatment sort of thing, but at the end of the day, often they turn that thing into a reason to give you, end up talking you into buying, make you feel important so that you buy more things that you don't need. I don't need that pressure. So, all right, got to get to work. Yes, thank you very much, guys. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye, guys. Gary. Thank you, Gary. This camera, you can't see any. The sun, it washes it out. That's why I use the other one.